All right, let's draw part 12 in Inventor. We're going to model this in 3D, okay? And just like we did with part 11, let's draw the shape of this part first, and then we can cut the holes in it, and then we can put in the fillets. Now, where people kind of mess up is they start looking over here and try to put this hole on the front of this part. So let's be careful with what we're doing with this one, okay? All right, now let's go to Inventor. We're going to start a new part. We're going to hit 2D sketch, and that's going to bring us to our coordinates. So let's just pick a plane. We're going to pick the front plane again. Okay, I'm going to just drag this down so I'll have room to draw. So let's go to line, and we're going to draw the shape of that part. So remember, you don't really have to measure anything. You just have to draw the shape of the part. I'm going to let that line up so it stays lined up. Look at that. And then there's my shape. Okay? Right mouse click, tell it okay. All right, so now that you have the shape of part 12, click dimension, and let's start locking this thing into position. So it's going to get a little crazy looking because we're going from like 0.6 to 2 inches. So it's 2 inches here. Zoom extents. It's 2 inches here. And it's 2 inches here. So 2 and 2 and 2. Okay? All right. This is 1 inch tall. And then this piece is 2.5 inches tall. All right. So I don't need an overall width because I told it to be 2 and 2 and 2. So that means that's going to be 6. If I try to put the 6 in there, you have over-constrained your sketch. So you kind of have to look just to make sure you have everything. This is 1 inch over here. Now you may need to check yours to make sure it is 1 inch on this side. Mine will over-constrain. If yours didn't grab that little dotted line tracking to make sure this side stayed with that side, you need to double check and make sure that everything's the same on both sides. You can always use your equal button. Remember equal? And we can say, hey, I want this side to be equal to this side. Of course, mine's going to over-constrain because it already is. All right, so there's my part. There's the shape of number 12. So when I finish the sketch, I'm going to hit my little house button here. Click that. So now there's your part. So at this point, we can actually save. So why don't we do that? We have been lax in saving our parts. So let's go to Save As. This is an IPT, and this is part 12. Save. There we go. So you're going to see that change to part 12 up here at the top. Now let's extrude this part. So click your extrude button. And this is going to be 2 inches thick. So 2 and enter. So a lot of these little practice parts, they're pretty much, with the same dimensions, and I wanted them that way so you could kind of get used to how things would go. All right, so you tell that okay. There's my shape. So we've got 3 holes in this part. We've got 1 hole on this surface, and then we've got a hole on each side of this surface. So let's click this surface first and start a new sketch. Okay, so here's our part. Let's draw our circles. I got a circle here, got one here. I didn't measure anything. I have no idea if they're in the right spot or right size. That's what my dimensions are for. So I'm going to click and tell this circle the diameter. All right, it is a 1 inch diameter. Now notice how they moved apart. That's okay, that's fine. You just put your dimensions on there and we will lock things in position as we dimension it. Because from this center point to the edge, that needs to be 1 inch. From this center point to the edge, 1 inch. from the center point to the bottom edge, again 1 inch. Make sure on this side 1 inch. Okay, so I've told it the vertical, the horizontal, and the diameter. Vertical, horizontal, diameter. There we go, we're good. So now we can click Finish the Sketch. And when I click Extrude, see it says select the profile faces. It doesn't know what you want to do because it had multiple things, all right? So you're in a selection phase. So all you have to do is just click this circle, click that circle, look at that. And now I want to tell it to cut through all, or it's already at 1 inch. So either one, they're both correct on this part because it happens to be 1 inch thick. Tell it okay. There you go. Now you have your holes. All right, so let's click this face. All right, remember this comes from the right side. Everybody wants to put this hole on the front of the part, and that's not right. So make sure you pick the right face. Let's go to circle, draw a circle, and as we can see, that is way kind of crooked. So hit dimension. Let's give it the diameter. It's the same as the other one. It's a 1 inch diameter from the center to the side, 1 inch. From the center to the top is 1 inch. Finish your sketch. Click Extrude. I don't want to add to, I want to cut away. Now, you have to tell it to either cut through the 2 inches or through all. I'm just going to click the through all button, okay? And tell that okay. So there you have the holes through the whole thing. So now we have to make it look like part 12 and round out our corners. So remember the easiest way to do that is with fillet. So let's go ahead and hit the save button right now. So we're going to save the whole thing. And we're going to click fillet. My fillet is a 1 inch radius. Now pay attention, everybody wants to grab this corner. It's not that corner, it's this front corner here. Then that front corner. See that? There's those. Here's this one. Now you're going to have to grab your navigation wheel and move this around just so you can get to that back corner. Look at that. All right, there's my corners rounded. Tell that okay. Click Save. Part 12 is finished.